I'm not a white Caucasian male born in upstate. I can tell you that. My name is Salim Garcia. I was born and raised in Marietta, Georgia, and now I'm here in Atlanta. I'm just like, I don't really know. It's like, I don't know, that question's pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. I want to say, like, me, myself, like, who am I? I'm more of like, I'm Afro-Latina. My parents are from the islands, Puerto Rico and Trinidad. I was born and raised here in Marietta. I'm just an artist, like, trying to do what everybody is doing. It's just like trying to make it in the sense of like going against the system and not really trying to like follow like what everybody's trying to do in a sense, if that makes sense or whatever. But yeah, it's been a journey. Like photography itself, it's kind of just opened my eyes as like an artist, because it helped me realize like like photography itself. I kind of came into it at a standpoint of me just wanting to like take photos of friends and capture like candid moments. But then from there, from people that I've met, it helped me realize that this is a way for me to get into like art and just like create art. I didn't really realize that at first, but now it's like becoming aware to me that this is just like the first, like, I guess the like opening gateway. I would say like a gateway drug to like other forms of art or whatever. So yeah, it's been like an amazing journey. I've been doing it for like 6 years. I've been doing it since high school. I got introduced to it by my art teacher, and I was taking photos on like a disposable camera. And then after that, like after high school, I got into like, I was kind of at a point of like, where every like high school student is after like high school. Like it's like, okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? It's just like a point of like confusion, and you need to become like aware of like this life path that you have to, that like your parents are kind of forcing onto you, and that your teachers, mentors, like everybody's trying to tell you like, yo, you have to do this. You need to go to college and get an education, and then follow like the degree, and then once you get the degree, you jump straight into like the job field that you got the degree for. And I was like, okay, whoa, first of all, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff to do. And I don't know, I felt like I was just too indecisive on like what exactly I wanted to do as far as school. So I got into like business and marketing, and then from there I like realized like, yo, I don't want to do this. Like 2 years in, I was like, okay, I don't want to do this. I want to like kind of just stick to what's like making me happy, and like what made me happy also brought me like income or whatever. So I realized like, yo, I don't really need school at this time, at this point in my life. So I just took a year off. I'm still in that year, and I'm using this year to kind of help me to mold myself as like an artist, and just help me like build more of like a platform and a voice for myself with like my artwork and like my body of work, just so that people can look at my work and like see my message. And just like, I don't know, I see like photography as like a way for me to communicate with the world. If that makes sense. I also see it as like something that's very like therapeutic in a sense. Like I don't know, some people look at my work and they feel emotion. They feel like, okay, this makes me happy, this makes me sad, this like made me cry, and people actually reach out to me to tell me that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy that my work is like, it's affecting you in this way and bringing love to you, like bringing like, some people say they hate it. I'm just, okay. As long as you're getting emotion, I'm like glad that my work is bringing emotion to you. But what was the question? Traveling wise, I've been traveling since I was like really young. My mom kind of enforced that into me, and that's like, my mom's a major reason. Like I would say that she's a major reason to like why I pursued like just like being a creative and stuff. Even though she doesn't like 100% agree with it, she's just amazing. Cause like, I don't know, just the type of person that she is, and like the way that she brought me up is like, she enforced like traveling to me, and like um, she I don't she really wanted me to just like travel out and experience the world, and this is from like a young age. So we would take flights back and forth to like Trinidad, which is where my family's originally from, and then from there we'd go out to like, well, in the States, like we'd go out to like California and like Texas, and like just like always go on road trips like randomly. Growing up, she'd like take us on like just like my whole family on like random ass road trips. Like she would literally call up to my school, check me out of class, and be like, "Yo, all right, we're about to go back home." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I take a nap in the car. Next thing you know, I wake up and we're still in the car. And I look up at the signs on the road, and she's still driving out happily and shit, playing like soca music and shit. And I'm looking up at the signs, and I'm like, "Wait, does that say Florida?" Like, wait, what?
Going to Disney World.
Yeah, like that. Like it was like she took us to a trip to like Universal Studios and shit. And I'm just like, oh shit, I got school tomorrow, right? But yeah, it's just like stuff like that. It's just like she's a very spontaneous person, and that like kind of like, I want to say it was like hereditary towards like into me. Like it like passed down, just that energy that she has and that mindset that she has, it passed down to me. Um, but yeah, as far as like all of the places that I've traveled to since I was young, it's like Trinidad, Puerto Rico, been to South Africa. I've been to Europe, I've been like Milan, Italy, and then I've been to Turkey, but that was like when I was really young. So I don't really count that. And then from there, I think like I recently took a trip to Southeast Asia. That was my favorite place that I've ever been to. That's like the first time that I traveled out by myself and just kind of experienced a world that I was 100% new to, just like by myself. And that experience in itself is just, I wouldn't say it was my favorite because it was like the best. Like, well, not the best. I don't want to say that. Like, I wouldn't say it's like the best because of like just like me being happy while I was there or something. It's just more of like the experience as a whole. It was a learning experience. It just taught me like just kind of how to like be on my own and just kind of be in my own headspace and be okay with being in my own headspace and be okay with being alone. And like from there, that helped me to like become, I guess, enlightened in a sense. And then that made me realize like, okay, I've been alone for this long. I can like open up to people now and like still be true to myself and not have to like put on a mask or like put on a facade to these people to help them like me or whatever. So just like that trip in itself, it really made me more like self-aware and like just like open and more comfortable in like my own body, if that makes sense. So that was like my favorite trip, just because like just like experience filled, and plus there was like a lot of people that I met, and it was like a lot of like artists that I've met, and like just like meeting artists in another like continent doing the same shit that we do, like being on the same like, it made me realize like, wow, this shit is universal. This energy is universal. Like this like indigo energy, bro. Like it's everyone like has this shit, bro. And it's, I don't know. It's like it helped me like be more aware of that. And it made me it like put like a major drive to me. Like just like kind of put like jet back on me and just, I don't know. It just made me realize like, yo, everybody has this drive, and we're all doing like the same thing like worldwide. I've witnessed it a lot, and I always like peep it, and I've like realized like, I mean, they see that as like, I guess, a gateway. Well, for some people, it's like as a gateway to like open them up to like new ideas or whatever. Like people pick up like film photography, for example, and then from there they realize like, okay, I could like, this is what I truly want to do. Like maybe they'll end up painting or like end up making music because they'll meet like a certain person from like shooting film or whatever. And then they'll like meet like a special person that'll like lead them into like making music, or like I don't even know, like maybe even like skating, like picking up new hobbies or whatever. So I don't know. I see it for like some people. I just see it as like sort of like just like planting a seed and then like from there, like they're just like growing a garden because that seed is like jumping on the wagon, I guess, of like shooting film, and then from there, like they'll be like, okay, this is like not really what I want to do anymore. Like I've done what I've had to do with this, and then they realize their true passion is making music or something, or producing, or like writing for someone. But yeah, um, yeah, it's just like it's funny. It's funny seeing people. It's obvious actually, just like seeing people and seeing that they, I don't know, they want to do what other people are doing just because what they're doing is popping at the time. But in reality, it's like it took time for that person to like get to where they are, and that's why they're popping, because they put the time, the effort, and like they've had a concept with like what they do and stuff, and that's why people love it. And if you just hop on it and like completely take that concept that that person's worked so long on, that's honestly disrespectful. And I feel like you should be like, if anyone is gonna consider themselves an artist, they should be working towards I guess I want to say like building their own concept that's based on themselves or based on like the people around them or their culture, like whatever. And if it's their culture, then it's themselves. It's like you're projecting yourself onto your work, because I feel like your work is 100% you. And if it's not 100% you, then you're just not true to yourself, and I wouldn't consider that art, because it's not it's not you. Your art is you. With what you said there, it's just like it brought to like my mind that I don't know, if you're gonna create art, it needs to be timeless. Like I feel like you need to be trying to strive to make your artwork timeless, and not just like keep that work in that like little short time period of maybe like a couple months. It'll be in like people's minds for like a couple months, and then later it'll like disappear, and then you will disappear off the map or whatever. You need to like definitely try to do something like that's I don't want to say like groundbreaking or whatever. Just like have a message and try to get that message off as purely as possible and as greatly as possible. Yeah, because it's just, I don't know, just try to make something everlasting. That was just like it doesn't even have to stick to people's minds. Just try to make something that is 100% you. It's everlasting, and it'll like if people look back on it, they can still like relate on it like a decade later, possibly a century later. You never know. Okay, cool. To everybody at Homeschool Mag, all the kids watching, all the parents watching, I just want you to know that no one could bust me in Naruto, bro. No one, I promise you.
Alright, man.
But I want to say something else too, but I don't know. I want to hold.
Can you ollie yet?
Hell no. Not even. Well, yeah, we'll leave it at that. My life is everything that's on the surface. I would say it's like 100% me. It's, I'm pure to myself, and I'm pure to the people around me. So, yeah. That's a wrap, Homeschool. Sick. Fire.
Come on, son. Come on. Alright, everybody turn your media volume on too, bro. Because I know that somebody gonna be scrolling down IG. It's gonna be one of those sponsored rap videos, bro.